What shall I do? Run away! Run away! Oh gosh! Fall to death. Welcome to the first episode of What Does the Fox Say? Yes. If you guys don't know this, let me introduce myself. My name is Fox Firestorm. I've been playing this game ever since beta vanilla. Lots of changes have came throughout this entire game throughout the years. The big thing is, we're going to be looking at some of the changes that has happened in World of Warcraft. Some of you folks have seen my other machinima, Returning to Warcraft, which is basically about a vanilla player who comes back to World of Warcraft years after all the expansions happened and can't take it anymore and pretty much logs off. Just to let you guys do know, I do play on the Moonguard realm, and most people are like, oh my god, Moonguard, Goldshire, Pornshire, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, funny, haha, but honestly, the realm isn't that bad, especially when you get into a decent guild like I have. The guild I'm actually part of is part of a guild that has been designed for RP, and it's also been designed for several other different things. Mainly, the big things that they do is a lot of nostalgia runs. The guild leader of this guild is a former guildie of mine back when I actually used to run guilds. To give you guys a little bit of background on who I am and what I've done, I've ran probably around 7 different guilds throughout my entire Warcraft career, as some of you guys want to put it. It's a pretty fun game. I've actually enjoyed doing a lot of stuff. I enlightened a lot of these players throughout the years and shown them a lot of stuff that most people have never seen before. Primarily because most of them have never heard of some of the things that go on within this game. The big thing is, I opened up the book of nostalgia to most players on this realm. A lot of people do know who I am, whether it's good or bad, because some people did raid with me. I did rage a little bit because some people just couldn't get their crap together and learn the fights the way you had to. Primarily because we were doing content with people that were lower level that did not understand the game and did not understand you have to know your aggro radius, have to know what you have to do in order to enter certain dungeons back then, because vanilla was very difficult. It's a very organized game. It wasn't too bad. And for those who are watching this, yes, I do use a standard UI. I've rarely ever used add-ons. I do happen to have one video I did put out back when I was doing an Anixia run, and that was pretty much at the beginning of BC. I was still leveling, getting some stuff, and eventually I hit 70 and we were running Kara. And for nostalgia's sake, I ran a lot of the old raids because they were very, very fun to do. Nax was very difficult still to get into back then, especially when a lot of people didn't know about the attunement you had to get for Nax. There's quite a bit of things that go on with that. But the big thing is, we're here to enlighten folks. Just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of who I am. Now, let's go on to the present game that we actually play now. It's very easy to do. It's not a hard game whatsoever. Everything now is pretty much laid out in front of you in black and white. It's not like it used to be. You don't have talent trees like you used to. I mean, look at the talent tree that we actually have now. Obviously you can tell level 15, level 30, 45, so on and so forth, you gain a new ability. New ability is given you. You no longer have to go to a trainer. The only reason why you ever go to a trainer now is to unlearn what you have learned. And then you got secondary specs, which is the same thing. You just buy a secondary spec and then put your points wherever. To be honest, it's kind of lame. I kind of miss the days back when we actually had hybrid specs where I used to do Mark Survival, or I would do Mark's Beast, mainly because there was different ways to play as a hunter back then, but that's just hunter abilities. I know a lot of people used to do a little bit of Discipline and Holy when they played a priest, and you know, some paladins did Prot / Holy in order to be an OP tank that self-healed. Didn't do much damage, but actually stayed alive. And so on and so forth, just that kind of thing. The big thing is, this game has gone through a lot of changes, especially when it comes to the player base. Player base now is people get on, play maybe 20-30 minutes of a day, and then they get off, and then they don't play anymore during that day. They get on there, they go do their little dailies, they send their tunes off into another area, and when I say that, it's pretty much the garrison stuff. Followers are cool and all, you get money, you get gold that way, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it's cool that you got your own army, I guess, but really there's nothing to it. You don't even really see the folks. I mean, this is where you see them. I'm away from my garrison, this is what I see. Okay, I got all these quests available. Gravy, awesome. And that's the two I have in progress, and 90% of the time now these things don't give me anything worth a crap. I've done almost every single solitary quest that comes across the board. I almost have all the followers I need. I have 16 out of 20. I honestly am going to dig up some more, but I mean, there's a grocery list of followers. Now, if you're one of those people that are trying to get every single solitary, rare, and epic, and legendary follower there is, congratulations, best of luck to you, hope you get them. But, to be honest, this is kind of a waste of my time. It's a good way to get extra gold. Gold in the game's kind of a joke now. It used to be years ago, oh, I'm gonna go and farm and sell everything I can so I can buy the stuff that I need to, and then whenever you get done buying all the stuff, then what do you do with the rest of the gold? Well, most people would just cap. And a lot of people actually couldn't even hit gold cap. Now it's pretty much a no-brainer. You go out and do a ton of quests, sell a bunch of stuff, run a few raids, even low-level raids, sell the stuff. You get a bunch of gold. Your followers, they go and do stuff, they bring back gold. Mostly, you know, 40 gold here, 30 gold there. Before you know it, you've added up to thousands, and you know, it's kind of lame. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do now, but it's, you know, it's took a challenge out of the game, honestly, I think, in my opinion. A lot of the challenges in this game have been completely nerfed. It's nothing like it used to be. Now, I know a lot of this is negative, but let's go into some of the positive lights. First off, I don't have to deal with people being kind of a pain in the butt. I don't have to deal with somebody saying, oh, well, why are you, you know, under-geared, or what's your gear score? You can't enter this dungeon, blah, blah, blah. Well, now we got a item level thing, and this item level thing is kind of annoying, honestly. Item level tells you this. This right here really shouldn't tell you whether you are a good player or not, to be honest. Mainly because it's just an item level. It doesn't tell you how good your skill is. It doesn't tell you your longevity of playing. Things like that. It's kind of lame, honestly. Because it locks you out of getting into any content, any new stuff. And a lot of people, you know, oh, well, I've got like the best score in the world and blah, 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 because I do this, that, and the other. Well, that's great and all, but when you're leveling, like I have been on my mage, it's not that fun. Especially with the dungeon queuing system being overloaded with a bunch of DPS, not enough tanks, and still not enough heals. it's still lame. I mean, not everybody wants to tank, and to be honest, when you're tanking instances and it literally throws you right back in the same instance 8 times in a row, because I do have a Death Knight that's a level 100, and I had to do Arc and Down probably 8 different times in a row before I finally hit 100. I was a bit perturbed. It gets boring, and it gets very tedious, and everybody's like, well, why don't you go quest? Why don't you get them doing all the quests, and the beginning quests, and all that stuff? Especially for Warlords, it gets boring after you've done them one time. You don't want to go back and do the same content again. That's what some people don't understand about this game, and what I liked about Vanilla, because Vanilla had all these Easter eggs and stuff that you could go do, like the Lincoln Sword of Mastery quest, which was an Ungurl Crater, which was basically a hark back to Zelda. I mean, you had Easter eggs like that throughout the game. And then you end up having some of the ones that were kind of lame. I mean, it sucked that you had to go get a tune for Nixia, but it was a major quest line that actually drew in a lot of lore, talked a lot about the entire storyline itself, and it really helped some people. Some people actually enjoy story when they play games, believe it or not. They're not all about, oh, look how shiny my character looks. I mean, it's very difficult nowadays to look shiny compared to everybody else, considering Transmog's out, and myself, I'm kind of included on this realm. I'm literally, I think, the only hunter I've ever seen running around in full Zul'Grub gear, because it's not attainable anymore, and you can't clone it, because there is no gear in the game that looks like this. There are no shoulders that are anywhere close to the ones that these are. There are a pair of, like, yellow ones I saw, but they're got spiky bits sticking out on the top, and they're not 3-tier like these. They're only 2-tier, so there is a difference. But, and this is also a male hack. You know that you do all this DPS, but maybe it's because your class is tweaked to be the highest. Like, as of right now, that I know of, this patch that I'm currently playing on right now, hunters have the best DPS, because their DPS is a lot higher than everybody else's right now, because that's the way it's geared. A lot of people want to complain because, oh, my class got nerfed. And for those who don't know what the terminology of nerfing means, that means that they went through, rewrote the files to make it so that your character is no longer as overpowered or OP as somebody else. The big thing I'm just trying to get across is the game isn't that bad. For those who don't enjoy it, don't play it. Go play Hearthstone. Go play Guild Wars. Go play something else. Quit coming to our servers and mucking up the place by giving us a bunch of crap, because you guys obviously can't enjoy yourselves because you have nothing else better to do, or you're just being a troll. And if you're being a troll, go roll Horde and be an actual troll, because that's funny. I'm sorry, but it is. But the big thing is, for those folks out there who've been complaining, sorry about you. But for those who actually like the game, that's cool. And for the record, I'm going to say this. Pandas were stupid. This is still stupid. I don't like pandas. I don't like monks. I won't play one, and I refuse to. But anyhow, it's been the first episode of What the Fox Says. You guys stay tuned. I'll end up having some more. I'll catch you guys next time.